In this video of an NFL futures parlay that will help you turn $25 into over $300 this upcoming season. And yes, the season is fast approaching. Now, if you are new, my name is Austin. This is part 3 of these videos. The previous 2, we've launched a plus 5,000 and a plus 15,000 odds parlay into the universe, hoping for a prayer to be answered. But today, I think we have a very realistic one at plus 1,200 odds that we'll dive into in just one moment. Like I said, if you missed part 1 and 2, I will link those down below in the description, as well as at the end of this video. Go check those out. Drop a like, subscribe. We only got one more day of this little MLB All-Star break, and then we'll be back into the MLB. And heck, the NFL will be here before you know it. So get ready, sit back, relax. Let's talk about some NFL futures. And it has honestly just been a blast diving into the NFL lab, really getting ready for this upcoming season. I'm expecting a big one for us in the NFL units-wise, but it starts cashing one of these futures. And this one, let's begin with a wide receiver, Ladd McConkey. Some might say I kind of look like Ladd. All right, maybe not, but I like him for 1,000 plus receiving yards. He's the first leg of this plus 1,200 parlay. Again, just putting a quarter unit on it. It will win back over 3 units. We'll touch on the full parlay in a little bit. You could skip forward to it, but I don't think you should. Just listen to at least my reasoning for picking all these guys to get 1,000 yards. And the first one is Ladd McConkey. Now, McConkey had a big year in his rookie season out of Georgia. He came in and he made an impact. I mean, a lot of guys were high on him, but I don't think they expected him to do as much as he did in his first year, 1,100 yards. And if you look at his first few games, less than 50 yards, first 3 games of the season, but he came on strong, 50 plus yards in his final 11 games, really building a good rapport with Justin Herbert. And while this is still going to be a run heavy system under Harbaugh, the running backs really, they lost J.K. Dobbins, lost Gus Edwards. So they brought in Najee Harris, who got injured in a fireworks incident. Looks like he'll be fine. And they drafted Hampton out of North Carolina with their first round pick. But still, he's a rookie running back. So again, they're going to lean into probably a short passing game. And who's the short guy? Ladd McConkey. Can't really double him because he's a slot receiver. I think he's going to be consistently fed targets. We're going to look at his line every single week to be somewhere in probably the mid 60s. His receptions line is probably going to be 5.5 almost every single week. I think he's a beast. I think he'd easily get us 1,000 yards first leg. Then we move to a guy that I've already talked about in other futures parlays, but is a guy that I think has a massive season. It's Brian Thomas Jr. for 1,000 plus receiving yards, another second-year guy like McConkey. And this is a guy that was a stud in his rookie season. One of the only things that really went right for the Jaguars, 1,282 yards back in 2024. He had some up and down games, but he really kind of turned it on with Mac Jones under the helm. 106. This guy was crushing it. 75 yards in his final 7 games. 75 or more. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence was banged up. He did things with Mac Jones. I expect him to be able to do some more things with Trevor Lawrence. Liam Cohen, they went and invested in an offensive-minded head coach. And I really think that this is a guy in Brian Thomas, the sky's the limit for this guy. He has all the talent in the world. He has the burners to beat you deep. They finally have a guy opposite of him in Travis Hunter that can do some things with the football. Last year, a disaster. Everyone was injured. And, you had Christian Kirk, where they traded midseason. Honestly, their second best option was Evan Ingram, a tight end. Gabe Davis wasn't good. So again, they didn't really have a lot of options outside of Brian Thomas Jr. I think they will this year with Travis Hunter. And even if they don't, I still think Brian Thomas has a big year. 1,000 receiving yards. It will be a cakewalk for him if he can stay healthy. I like that one. Speaking of another guy that we already have involved in, it's Drake London for 1,000 plus receiving yards. Now, I am expecting a big year out of Drake London. You'd notice that if you watch the other 2 videos, which, like I said, I'll link those down below in the description and at the end of this video. But Drake London is coming on a big payday. Now, I don't know if he's been paid by the time this video drops. Garrett Wilson was paid today as I record this video. And Drake London would kind of be the next guy up as a guy that is deserving of a payday. Now, I don't know if he gets paid before the season starts. And if he doesn't, well, boy, does he want to have a big season to get a big payday in the next offseason. And if he does get paid up to the season this year, well, then he better go show out and prove why he was worth all the money, which is probably be upwards of 30 plus million per year. And we saw last year, 1,271 yards. He didn't miss any games, though he did get injured in the first quarter of a game against the Cowboys and didn't return there. So you could say you argue almost basically had 1 game missed. But again, this is a guy with Michael Penix under center. Last 2 games of the year, 106 and 187 yards, a ton of targets coming his way. Last year, Kirk Cousins started strong, but then in the middle of the year, he didn't throw a touchdown for like 4 or 5 straight games. I expect them to be a little bit better with Penix, another youthful, QB in there, high accuracy guy, high completion percentage guy. With Kirk Cousins, has kind of been that his whole career, but still, the defense has some question marks in there. And honestly, I just think this offense could be a little bit better. And Drake London coming into a year where he could be looking into a contract year. I think he has a big one, and we don't even need him to duplicate what he did last year. I think he has the upside for 1,250 yards. I'd argue these first 3 guys probably easily could all get 1,250 yards, and it wouldn't really shock anyone. I really like Drake London. Now, if I'm going to lose you, it's going to be on the fourth leg. And I get it. If you want to omit this guy from the parlay, I don't blame you. He is the best odds. So if we are to lose, I'd rather it be him than the other guys. But let's talk with George Pickens to get 1,000 receiving yards. Now, like I said, I might have lost you guys here. And I get it. George Pickens is on his second team. There's some drama on, off the field, whatever you want to call it, drama on the sidelines. I think this is the year for George Pickens. Last year, I called a big Darnell Mooney breakout season. I called a big Calvin Ridley year, and those guys both went off. I mean, Darnell Mooney, his line for 750 yards, which we took, was like plus 400, and he almost had 1,000. He just missed a game at the end of the year, which we didn't care about because he already hit the 750 by like week 13. And similar to him, George Pickens is coming into a new team, and this is going to be, number one, you can't argue about this, the best offensive scheme he will play under. The Pittsburgh Steelers offensive schemes the last few years, a disaster. Number two, even though you don't like or you hate Dak Prescott, the best QB he will have played under. I mean, leaps and bounds above Russell Wilson, Mason Rudolph, whatever he's been getting thrown his way. So George Pickens is coming in here with a lot to go right, and he needs to have a big year, just like Dak Prescott. Number two, he doesn't get double teams. I mean, you have CeeDee Lamb on the other side. You're going to double George Pickens and leave CeeDee Lamb wide open and one-on-one coverage? Sure, go for it. But I just can't see that happening. And then additionally, this is a Cowboys team that needs to make it work. They traded a third-round pick for him. They did trade a fifth round as well, but got back a sixth. But again, they need to make something work here with George Pickens. And will the weekly, if you took his over every single game, pay off for in the long run? I don't know. But I do know that if he gets one-on-one coverage, he's one of the best contested catch guys in the NFL, even in double coverage. And you can't double him. And he's got a favorable schedule here. He's not going to get doubled to average 1,000 yards. He's been more or less pretty healthy, 59 yards in each game. I don't know if he gets 59 yards every single game, probably unlikely, but I do think that he has the upside for some 120 plus yard games where it's just like he gets a 60 yarder and gets a couple more 15, 20 yard catches. This is a big play guy waiting to happen. And this is a Cowboys offense that, to be honest, they really don't have a solidified running back. You got Javonte Williams coming from Denver, Miles Sanders coming from the Panthers, Jadon Blue, a rookie, fifth-round pick. The offense really doesn't have any running backs. So, again, they're going to be throwing it a lot. And we've seen the Cowboys have success with two high-tier wide receivers. We saw it back in 21 when Brian Schottenheimer was with the team. Dak threw for 4,400 yards. He spread it around a lot. CD had over 1,000. Amari Cooper missed a couple games, nearly at 900. I think George Pickens could easily go out there and get 1,000 yards. I might have lost you there, but I really think his line is at 900 for a reason. I think Pickens has a monster season, and 1,000 yards, I think he can get there. Just like Darnell Mooney basically got there last year, I think George Pickens can get there this year. I think Dak could easily throw for 4,000 yards. They can't all go to CD. So I think there'll be 1,000 to go around to Mr. Pickens. Stay healthy. Go have a big year, Mr. Pickens. Next one, and the final leg of this parlay should not be get you hard to convince. It's Nico, get you hard, pause. Nico Collins, 1,000 receiving yards. I'm not going to talk about a ton, 1,000 in back-to-back seasons. If you look at last year, 1,006, despite missing 5 games. But, I mean, this guy, when he was healthy and out there, him and CJ Stroud, I mean, they were arguably one of the best connections in football. And he has a great rapport with CJ Stroud, who's also looking to have a better year than he did last year. Really struggled with the interceptions and turnovers and stuff like that. Offensive line can't be much worse than it was last year. He's the number one option here. He gets targeted heavily. Big play guy as well. If he got injured last year and still got 1,000 and missed 5 games, he can miss 5 games and still get it done. Let's hope he doesn't. And he will. If he doesn't get injured, he probably gets 1,000 yards by like week 13. I mean, he plays 13 games. He's probably over it. I really like Nico Collins. So to wrap up the parlay, 5 guys, 1,000 yards apiece. There it is. Quarter unit on it to win 3 units. I love 1, 2, 3, and 5. I'm putting my meat on the table. Pause for George Pickens. I think he has a big year. I called it with Ridley last year. I called it with Darnell Mooney. This is a Pickens year. I just think the guy's talent is incredible. He has the best offensive scheme and QB he's had. And I think he needs to have a big year. I think there's question marks about, contracts and stuff like that. Who's going to give him a big payday? Kind of need to have a big year under your belt and show you can do it in multiple systems. He did it for the Steelers with 1,100 yards 2 years ago. Last year, only 900. I get he was the wide receiver 1. That offense was terrible now, and the QB play was terrible. Let's hope we can get it done here. If that's what we're sweating towards the end of the year, we'll just start hammering some unders and hope that we can cash there. But either way, that is the parlay. my fourth or third one of the off season. Again, if you want to go check out the other 2 videos, I will link them over here on the screen. I'll have one more video tomorrow, and then we'll get back into the MLB. But again, hopefully you guys have been enjoying this NFL talk. It's a blast talking about it. I'm confident that at bare minimum, one of these parlays is coming home. And if one comes home, we're winning units on the season. And heck, if we could cash that plus 5,000 or plus 15,000, we were in for a massive season. So again, I would hate for you guys to miss out on them. They're all on DraftKings. Again, go watch those 2 videos. They're linked down below. Let's have ourselves a season. I'll see you guys back from NFL Folk in a little bit, probably in a few weeks for some more NFL futures, probably my 1, 2 unit, 3 unit plays like that. And of course, if you want all the plays early, go in the Dub Club, buy 1 month, get 1 free. Link is down below. Exclusive picks, just where you only can get them in the Dub Club, will be dropping soon. So I don't want you to miss out on those. More winners with us. Get in there. See you guys in the next one. Peace.